So the big question is the 500 Pro an offline-only phone actually worth picking up? I've been using it for about 2 weeks now after switching from the Magic 8 Pro, and today I want to share my real-world experience. A quick shout out to my tech partner from China for sharing this video. A big thank you for making this possible. Hey everyone, it's Maiky from techmaiky. If you love staying updated with the latest gadgets, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on our exciting tech content. Let's start with what impressed me the most, battery life. Honestly, this phone lasts even longer than the Magic 8 Pro. Even though it's powered by the previous generation Snapdragon 8 Elite, there isn't a huge gap between this chip and the newer 5th gen version, especially in everyday use where power efficiency feels almost the same. That's why the massive 8,000 mAh battery really shines here. On one full day, I managed around 11 hours of screen on time. Most of that day was spent watching videos and playing League of Legends Mobile. Just think about that for a second. That kind of endurance is pretty impressive, right? Next up, let's talk about the display. The digital series has always focused on delivering a cleaner, clearer visual style, and the 500 Pro keeps that tradition alive. If you're someone who prefers a more transparent, crisp-looking screen, this is something you'll probably enjoy. You can easily see the difference if you compare it in store. Eye protection features are included as well. Personally, I really like this display from its visual quality to its brightness levels. Plus, it uses a flat panel, which makes applying a screen protector much easier. That flat screen is actually one of the reasons I'm drawn to the 500 Pro. When it comes to the rest of the hardware, design is always subjective, so I won't comment on who it might resemble. What I will say is that it comes with IP69K dust and water resistance, and overall, I'm quite happy with the build quality. The only hardware detail that slightly annoys me is the vibration. The Z-axis motor gets pretty loud when there's an incoming call, and the vibration feedback isn't great. It's something you might end up turning off. But then again, plenty of people don't like vibration alerts anyway, so this might not matter much to everyone. Inside, it's running on the Snapdragon 8 Elite. At this point, I don't think there's much value in pushing gaming tests too far, especially since this isn't meant to be a gaming-focused phone. What matters more is that heat control, power efficiency, and battery performance are all solid. I did try Genshin Impact, and you can see the real gameplay footage directly. Now let's move on to the camera. I know the 500 Pro puts a lot of emphasis on its live photo features, like removing people from live photos and the window breaking effect. But to be honest, as a straight guy, I don't really spend much time playing with these creative tools. To me, this feels more like the brand catching up with competitors, since other companies already offer similar features. Now let's move on to something more practical, regular photography, which honestly matters more to most of us. This time around, I use the 500 Pro to shoot in different environments, including nighttime scenes. So let's talk about how the camera actually performs. For its price, the 500 Pro delivers pretty solid photo quality. You could say it doesn't come packed with tons of advanced camera tricks, and if we're looking at Honor's overall camera lineup, it's still not at the very top. That said, this generation shows clear improvement, especially when it comes to image stabilization and night photography. Overall, the progress feels noticeable. One thing I personally like about the 500 Pro's camera is its more natural, realistic look. I'm not a fan of overly processed photos, and in natural mode, this phone does a great job. We all know the Honor digital series has always focused heavily on portraits, and the available portrait focal lengths are quite rich. For portrait shots, I think it's more than enough. I mostly use it to capture moments with my baby and friends, and it handles that really well. When it comes to landscapes though, the default 6x zoom is just okay. Compared to the Magic 8 Pro and its periscope telephoto lens, there's definitely a gap, but it's still within an acceptable range. For everyday photos and documenting daily life, this level of performance is totally fine. After talking about all this, it would be irresponsible not to mention the price. So why do I feel the Honor 500 Pro is a balanced phone worth considering? Honestly, my biggest complaint is still the vibration. It just doesn't quite meet my expectations. But right now, on a certain e-commerce platform, the 16GB RAM plus 512GB storage version has dropped to around £400. With memory prices going up lately, that's actually pretty surprising and shows some real effort on Honor's part. So if you like boxy style phones, care about strong battery life, and want decent performance, this phone checks those boxes. Compared to the Magic 8 Pro, the 500 Pro feels lighter in the hand, yet its battery life is even better. The only real trade-off is the missing periscope telephoto lens. Because of that, I think the 500 Pro makes sense for people who care about photography at around the 350-pound range. As for performance, unless you're playing super demanding games for long sessions, there's always the Honor winner option. This is essentially a lightweight lightweight phone with an 8,000 milliamp hour battery. Now that the price has dropped so much, I honestly feel the Honor 500 Pro has become a well-rounded device. Most people who choose it probably appreciate its boxy design first. For me, what really sold it was the screen and battery life. Everything else feels average, but it's still very competitive in the £350 price bracket. So what do you think about this phone? Would you consider buying it? Today, I just wanted to share my experience after using it as my main device for a while. Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear what you think. Don't forget to like and subscribe, join our tech team, and I'll see you in the next video.